Hey guys, it's Maria, and today I'm going to be breaking down the Common App essay. So I've taken this page directly from the Common App website, and I'll be going through the prompts with you guys, telling you guys about like the do's and don'ts, and my tips on how to write a really good essay and make yourself stand out in thousands of applicants. So yeah, let's just get started. So if you don't know much about the essay, this is basically a required portion of the application for most colleges, I think. At least most like relatively selective ones. I'm sure that there are a few not as selective colleges that don't require this essay, but I think the majority do. So it's a maximum of 650 words with a minimum of 250 words, but when you're writing your essay, I would try to at least get close to 650. You can see the prompts below here, and they basically talk about like challenges or obstacles you've gone through, background, identity, talent, things that have changed your beliefs, have, like altered your experiences, made you who you are today. Basically an essay telling you about you, right? So yeah, like going over your experiences and talking about why you're special, or, why what you've gone through has made you like a really like reflective, like aware person. So my first tip for this is, if you're not much of a writing person, to like really take some time to like reflect on your life so far as it's happened, and go through any like important memories or experiences that you have that stand out. So I think a common misconception that a lot of people have about this essay is that you have to write about like something like tragic, or like, you've had to like gone through something like really traumatic or severe or anything. But even if your life has been like pretty uneventful up until now, you can still really write a great essay. The key to this essay is to write a great story, and even if you're not a strong writer or you haven't had, like any momentous experiences, like it's all right. You can still write a good essay just on like really like benign, simple things. I remember when I was writing my essay for the Common App, I talked about like this one road trip I took, or like making bread this like one time. So it's really just about telling something that you think is important and that you think you can bring out. If you're not much of a writer, one thing I would suggest is there's this thing called This I Believe, which is kind of like a writing prompt from NPR. And it basically focuses on the idea that like everyone has a belief, right? And like everyone has a story to tell. And this, I believe, just focuses on, like small random encounters or like pretty severe ones that have just made you who you are, which I think really goes along with the Common App prompts. So this, I believe, like essays, kind of like the structure is telling like a simple story or like a vignette, which is just kind of like one moment in time, and then connecting that to ultimately to a belief that you've had. Of course, you don't need to structure your Common App essay with a story and then a belief, but I think it's a good way to go if you're not really sure how to begin. So story, that is an essential part of this. And yeah, if you don't know where to start, I would recommend just like taking like a Google Doc or maybe like a journal or something, and just like writing down like really like funny moments, sad moments, happy, tragic, just kind of like all things that have happened in your life, and try to like see if there's maybe like a theme to that, or like a particular moment that you want to write about. So there are some commonly written about things that people try to tell you to avoid, like avoid writing about like mission trips. There's also like the rule about the 3 Ds of not writing about death, divorce, or disease. And of course you can write about all these topics, or like that time you lost a game in whatever sport you play. And of course you can write about all of these things, because to some people they are genuinely really important experiences that they want to reflect on. But just be aware that some of these common like tropes of like one time I lost a sports game, like my parents divorced, someone that was close to me like died from a disease or something like that. Like, again, all these are, very important stories to tell, but they are also stories that are told really frequently in these essays. So keep that in mind when you're trying to write an essay about this topic. I think especially after like coronavirus and like the Black Lives Matter movement that is happening lately too. Like a lot of these stories are gonna be like really repetitive, which is not a bad thing because they are definitely really important experiences, but I think are also going to be really common themes in a lot of essays. So if you do try to write about one of these like common topics, try to take a unique perspective and maybe focus on like a specific moment or take a different angle or perspective and really like take an angle that will make you stand out. So this section is basically your chance to really let yourself shine, right? Because every other part of the application is focused on really like tangible accomplishments of listing, I was an officer or president in this club. I played this instrument, I played this sport, I got this GPA, I took these classes. And here in the essay, regardless of whether you're a strong writer or not, it's really your opportunity to give an authentic voice to these accomplishments. So admissions officers or counselors will read this application and see all the great things you've done, but this essay is a chance for them to put like a name to the face and to really figure out, why you did these things, why they're important to you, or maybe if they're not, then like how you would want to change, whatever your passions are in college. So it's really about just, like honestly, as cheesy as it sounds, just you being you. And another tip that I would recommend is to try to be casual and try to be authentic. So of course you shouldn't like be super casual with like really obscure slang and everything like that, but you can like use contractions, like talk from first person. Like don't be afraid to crack jokes too, unless you're talking about something serious, but basically just again, like be as authentic as possible. Like if your language feels like formal and weird and stilted, from essays you've written in like your English classes, then try to spend some time with some creative writing prompts and really just, like write about stories or things or moments that have happened to you that are really important. So going off the joke tangent, I feel like I found quite a bit of success by taking like a funnier approach to the essay. Again, unless you're like talking about something more serious, but I think since admissions officers are, reading like thousands upon thousands of essays, it's really nice to be able to have like a really casual and warm and like authentic and funny voice every once in a while. So you can also take this approach on some like the shorter essay/supplement questions if the college you're applying to has these. But in the main essay, you can also take that approach as well. So really, again, just try to be authentic, funny if you can, if you like want to crack jokes, but if not, just be true to you. I hope this advice isn't too vague, but I hope this essay is like a chance of, regardless of whether you think you're a good writer or not, to really take like a specific moment or a series of moments and like weave that into an authentic story that really tells the person reading your application about who you are and why, you think you are the person that you are today. Like, I feel like a lot of people complain about the essay because, like, it's kind of long, or it's, like, it's long, but not that long, and it's really, like, kind of stressful, right, because, like, this essay kind of seems like the end-all, be-all of your application. But I think when I was filling out the Common Application, or the Common App, this was, I think, the first time, honestly, in my life that I had to, like, seriously consider and reflect on what I've done so far, and it really, like, made me more reflective coming out of the process. So don't be afraid to just, like, sit down and, like, think things through and, like, really process, what you've experienced or haven't experienced or want to experience, and, what you have to say about that, and maybe, like, what beliefs or ideas that have been shaped because of that. So, yeah, I hope that helps. Stay authentic, be authentic in your essay, and good luck.